Welcome, nerds. Today we're going to be talking about The Bonds of Hercules, the second book in the, I forget what they call this series, but this is the sequel to The Blood of Hercules, which we deeply loved by Jasmine Moss.
Yes, absolutely loved it.
This one is a really good time also. I will say the first one was my favorite, but I did really like this book too.
I think the first one lent itself to a little bit more humor.
There was still a lot of humor in this one,
But it was a lot more serious, like, in terms of her coming into her powers, the battling, the training. But yeah, I loved them both. But.
So she has been married at the end of the last book, but she is actually staying with her family at this point because it's a lot that's happened.
Yeah, so the last book ended with her marriage and like her kind of waking up in bed with her betrothed. And then when we get into the beginning of this book, she has kind of she's upset. She's been forced into a marriage. She doesn't really understand everything that's going on. So
she also has never met her family.
Yeah, she's never good. Yeah, she actually discovered who her parents were at the end of the last book, and so she goes to stay with them in Crete. I guess that's where Hades and Persephone live. One of the Greek Isles. Why not? Beautiful.
I guess it's better than the underworld, you know?
Yeah.
So she goes there. She does bring her brother with her. He doesn't play a huge part in this book, but he is kind of hovering around. And they're on Crete, and she's getting to know them. And there's a really cute scene with Persephone and her dad Hades.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the backstory. So Persephone's like can tell her daughter's upset and just can't really be soothed. She hasn't talked. I think she hasn't really spoken in days. Like she's just really upset about her situation, and so she's telling Hades like, hey, we need to try to talk to her, cheer her up. And he's like, oh, I got this. So he's like, hey, do you want to like wear this iron mask I wear when I get upset? I get the sense it's like there's just this full
face mask,
almost like sensory deprivation face mask. And Persephone's like, she's not going to want to do that. And then she just kind of nods, yes. And he puts her in this mask and she's just sitting soothed. And she's like, oh my God. She's so much like Hades.
Yes.
It's just like a really
it's such a great moment. It was a really fun.
But it's moments like that make these books so wonderful. Because it's like humorous, unnecessary. Like it's just perfection. I absolutely
it's her
love it.
Pacing on the writing too, because I feel like there's a good ebb and flow to the whole book, and like you don't ever get real low and you don't ever get real high, but she's really good at like making those points stand out and like making them humorous and making you like feel all the feels with her because she is going through so much and she's learning about herself in this book. A lot of things have been revealed, but there's still a lot of things to figure out because she has to now train for the Assembly of Death. So we're back into another academy training situation. She again is training with Patroclus and Achilles, who are upset that she has been married because they had secret plans to marry her themselves.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on, and I want to talk about the marriage plot and that, but spice level for this one.
Okay.
Spice level for this one.
So again, this book felt like it had a lot of spice in it, but it didn't. You really didn't get your spicy scene until the end. There is a lot of like, when I get you, we're gonna do all this.
There's more flirting and tension build up in this one.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna give this one like a chili pepper and a half, 2 chili peppers, somewhere right in there.
Yeah. I would say 1 because I gave the last one a quarter, which is probably unfair, but I was salty about that. So I'll definitely go with 1 on this one because I do think it's a little more, and I think when it happens, it's more detailed. Because remember that shower scene with Achilles and Petra?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe 2 on there's a few key ones. What about trauma level?
Okay, so I almost feel like there was a little bit more trauma in this one because she really she finds out some things and then she has to uncover them. She releases, Medusa's storyline was really sad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this one a little bit of while it was still lighter, you did have some heavier moments in this one than I feel like you did in the first one. So I'm gonna give this one like 1.5.
Yeah, I agree. I actually thought, so for me, I thought the trauma level in the first book was a little bit heavier, just in the sense of like, so much of it felt out of her control. Like the trauma in this book is balanced with like her also coming into her own. So it felt like she had more agency or was trying to. So for me personally, that feels a little less traumatic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I gave the first one, I think I might have given the first one a 2, 1.5 or 2. I go with a 1 on this one because while there are some traumatic things that happen, it felt very different to me.
It definitely felt different, yeah.
Yeah. But I definitely loved, I agree with you 100% when you were saying like she just the ebb and flow and the balance of this. And I really like this one because I think as the reader, I got more understanding and clarity around kind of what was happening. Because the first one had hints and story building. But
well, you were figuring it out with her in the first one.
Yes,
so like when you get all the big reveals at the end of the first book, now you are dealing with it with her in the second book.
Yeah.
Because like, what does all this mean? What does being married mean? What does it mean to be Hades' daughter? And what is the Assembly of Death?
Yeah. What am I getting myself into?
I mean, you know that the Assembly of Death is basically they are trained to go out and kill Titans.
Right.
But it's a lot of training that they have to do for that. And then there are the trials, the Thonic trials at the end that the whole Assembly of Death is required to participate in. And basically you get there, they roll some dice, and then you go through so many trials where you have to like
fight beasts.
Yeah.
Basically. It's like gladiator style.
It is, and it'll say like how many beasts you have to fight and how many there'll be in each fight.
Yeah.
Like how many fights there are, and it's
pretty
crazy.
barbaric.
It is very
and that's like
barbaric.
towards the end. It starts out, and I can't remember at what point, if it's the very, I think it's the beginning of this book, you find out also there's this subplot that Medusa has escaped.
Yes.
So Medusa was being held because she was accused of the plot to kill.
Well, she's accused of releasing the Titans. That was
That's
why.
what it was. She was
That was
accused
why.
of
Yeah.
releasing
So
the
they
Titans
had
to begin
captured
with.
her, and they kept her in the underworld, but Hades was never able to go to see her because where she was being kept in the underworld was actually locked to him, and it was part of their law that she was kept away from him.
Yeah.
And you find out later that there was reasons for that, and that Zeus, who you really thought wasn't a good guy this whole time, you really find out was
he's not a good guy
at all. And
So you've got the subplot of Medusa because the reason that matters is one, you find out she's there, but they also, Zeus starts accusing Sonics of being responsible for letting her out. So he's like creating all this strife underneath just the regular plot that doesn't come to fruition. Nothing happens with that really till the end.
Yeah.
But then you've also got her emotional journey where like she's married to these men. I think she's starting to have some feelings, but she also doesn't trust them. She doesn't like that her choices were taken away.
At all.
And then you've got Achilles and Petro who are like plotting to help her sever the bond, but not being honest about really kind of why they want her to do that.
And she's really tired of people lying to her and being used. And, you know, Achilles and Petrov are trying to convince her that Augustus and Heron don't have the best of intentions. And Augustus and Heron trying to convince her that they actually love her.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, well, you forced me to marry you. And they're like, well, that probably wasn't the best way to go about it, but we had to do it. And they're basically very sorry.
Yeah. They really are. Like,
They
and
really
you start to see that and it starts to become genuine. I think even in, like, towards the end of the first book, you could really tell, like, they're like, we probably didn't do good work here.
Yeah.
They're like, maybe we should have done something a little different.
Been a little nicer.
And so they really, like, have, like, vowed to themselves to make it their mission to gain back her trust and her love.
Can we talk about for a moment though, one of my favorite parts is just what a creep Heron is. Cause like, he doesn't sleep ever, right? And he like watches her, but he like watches her very intently while she's sleeping. He'll like lick her face and like move her hair around. Like he's
like
obsessed with her, obsessed. And he's got like these two hellhounds or his bonded, and he keeps them, but no one can see them. But she feels something watching her all the time. At a certain point, she's like,
hear them, I think. Sometimes.
Yeah, she hears them sometimes. And at certain point, she's like yelling at the wall or like dark spots in the corner. And she's like, I know you're watching me. She doesn't know who it is. And it is hilarious.
Talk about the ultimate gaslight situation with this poor girl. They make her feel so crazy. But he was watching her even throughout the beginning.
He was.
The first
but that's
book,
what you figure out.
Know it.
In the second book, you know it. He's talking about it. He's like, oh, I just love to watch her all the time. My love. You know? And it's great.
Like they're...
My carouse.
Yeah, they're bonded to her, and like it makes me think of like the protective fae bond. They're like, I will slaughter anybody that looks at you, touches you. You're mine now.
And like, will. I mean, Augustus is just as obsessed with her. Let's be very honest. He is, but he sleeps, so he doesn't stay up all night watching her
like
sleep.
a creeper.
It's just I'm like, wow. I thought it was really creepy. I did really love that about him. You know, it was super cute. Yeah. So after they get married, you find out that this marriage bond means a lot of different things, and it means that they can actually like feel each other's emotions. They can feel each other's pain. But she tells them that, because they're very concerned, they're like, can you feel our pain? And she's like, no. And they're like, oh my God, great. And then she lied.
She absolutely lied to them.
Absolutely lied.
Absolutely lied. But so they spend like the beginning of the book trying to get her to understand her power and train her to survive basically this assembly of dads. So they're like, you know, running scenarios, trying to shoot. And like in the midst of all the training, you learn more about the backstory, the plot line. And then they get sent on this, one of the bigger things I think that happens, they get sent on this mission to go kill Titans. It's the first time she's going out on this mission. And she gets assigned to go with Petra and Achilles, who kind of orchestrate that assignment. Because obviously her husbands want to take her, but they're like, no, we'll take her. We were her mentors.
And she's mad at them at the time. So she's like, yeah, I'm going with Petra and Achilles. Yeah. And they're like,
so
I guess this is what I'm going to do.
Right? So they go to Rome. Because they think the threat's low. There's a Titan spotting, but not actually. Well, spoiler, there are Titans there. And Petra gets basically almost unalive to the point where Achilles is like, I should stay and protect you, Hercules, but I'm sorry. I love him more than anything in the world.
And she tells him to go.
She does.
She does. She tells him, no, go ahead and go. I'll do what I can. Yeah. And eventually, Augustus and Heron make it there.
Yeah, but it's way after
she has been
bloody,
fighting them for quite a while.
Yeah.
I think that she killed one of them.
There's two. She ends up killing one of them. And it's cool because, like, you see even power she doesn't understand. Like, instincts take over. And, you know, but she's doing it to try and protect the people, like humans. Yeah,
and so they become her savior. I mean, she becomes their savior. And they start, like, worshiping her, which is also a really funny storyline here. But in the middle of that, her ear gets cut off. And Heron is so deeply moved by this that he cuts his own ear off and gives it to her. And she just never told him that she couldn't even hear out of that ear. So he gives her an ear that she can't use.
I know. It comes out, so because it's like an act. Like, I guess if you sever, your body parts can mend if done quickly enough. It's like a weird...
It's a thonic thing. Yeah.
And so I guess he was like trying to prove his love, but definitely didn't realize that was
it's just an ornament.
A wasted sacrifice.
He doesn't regret it after he finds out.
Even after he finds out, he doesn't. But you're watching this whole time, and I'm like, oh, this is unnecessary, sir. You don't need to
even she is like, oh no. Which is it's a great part of this. Yeah. But yeah, so they make it out, and then she slowly starts uncovering things about Zeus, and you find out that Zeus, you know, is not a good guy, and he really hates the Chthonics, and he had a lot of things going on in the background, and he was the one who released Titans, not Medusa,
and tried to kill her.
Several times, actually. Yeah. And then you find out that she was the one who released Medusa because she can teleport all over. Yeah. And she accidentally teleports at some point to Medusa, and Medusa is about to be brutalized, assaulted.
Really assaulted.
And so she stops that from happening and helps her escape. Yeah. You don't find out till the end of the book. Beginning of the book, they talk about how she escaped, but it was actually Hercules. Yeah. It was actually her who helped.
I honestly didn't see that coming.
So at the end of the book, when they do the Assembly of Death, of course it's rigged. You know, they almost kill Heron. Augustus and Heron have pretty bad trials, but then she goes last. She gets more trials than anybody has ever had and has to defeat more beasts, and she does. And so she gets this really cool blood spear.
Because Nyx almost dies. That's what calls her to come to her power. Nyx is trying to save her. Nyx gets like almost gutted, and so in her desperation, that's when she like gets this healing power she didn't know she had.
Yes, I forgot about the healing power.
Yeah, that's when the staff, because she has the blood power, but then the healing is the other half of that. Yeah, she's like
that's her power from Persephone. Yeah.
And so she's able to save Nyx, and then like you think she's like about to go, and then Fluffy Jr. all of a sudden morphs into, I can't remember what he changed into.
I mean, he was almost like a Pegasus, like.
But he just kept growing.
He flies. He's like a horse dog. He's still not cute. He's not cute. But he gets like these really big wings. They start flying around. She's got this blood spear and this healing power, and they start calling her something. She's like the chosen one, like of course, you know. But like it's really cool when it goes down,
cool. And then. Nyx and Fluffy kind of become friends.
They do. I mean, Nyx puts up with Fluffy. Fluffy is just basically a huge dog, personality-wise. You want them to be friends so bad. Fluffy grows on Nyx. But I mean, all of that's really cool. And then she brings Medusa out, and she's like, "Hey, Medusa has something to tell everybody." And they're like, "Oh my God, it's Medusa." She's like, "Wait a minute, I did let her out, but I have reasons." And then Medusa tells everybody that like she didn't ever release the Titans, that she'd been blackmailed into all this.
Well, but don't forget though, what she actually catches Zeus with is, so after every Chthonic goes through these trials, they're pulled down for interrogation because they still don't know where Medusa was. Well, they had gotten her the recorder as a gift. Don't you remember? Karen gave her the recorder as a gift.
Yeah.
And so that's what she uses to record her own interrogation, where Zeus outs himself.
Yes.
That he had actually been, I don't know if he admits to being behind the Titans, but he definitely admits to being behind her attempted murder.
But that's why how you know that
happens.
heing behind the Titans, because that's what she had been captured for. So he tells her everything in a very evil, villainous moment, you know, thinking that nobody would ever know. She lets everybody know about the recording. She brings Medusa out. Everybody realizes Medusa probably not as bad as they thought. Medusa has been going through centuries of torture. Poor thing. But she is her own character. She's pretty funny. And then she comes out, she talks to everybody, and then Patrov and Achilles start looking at Medusa like,
well, do you think they got that vibe? I mean, because they did not want to guard her. So she wants to go to university. They make her be her guards, but I still feel like I don't know that they...
I think we're getting another book.
Oh, Medusa. I hope we're getting another book.
I feel
Medusa.
like I hope we are too. This is basically a completed series with these 2 books. But it's so good. If she expands on the universe with more characters, I'm definitely.
Oh, I would definitely read Medusa's story.
So let's do Give Me More, Give Me Less. What could you use more of?
In this one, let's see. I really could have used a little bit more spice. I was ready for it by this point. I was ready for it. She was ready for it. And she's like mentally exploring, like wanting to, but then just nothing with them. Like, I mean, they really don't even have sex until the end of the book. Oh. And it's like, come on. Like, I don't love a tension buildup as much as you do, but it was a little
This was too much for me. This was even too much for me. Yeah. Now, I will say this. With the spice, it was good. And they did wait for her complete consent. Yeah. Until she was ready, and it was really sweet, and then it was very
She would have consented before the trials. I know she would have pushed the issue.
She was ready.
She was ready.
I mean, at one point...
We were ready, she was ready.
At one point, there is another scene where they start to do stuff, and then they're like, "You're not ready," and she's like, "Yeah, let's just..." And they're like, "No." Because they do... There's more...
When they're locked in that room
together.
Yeah,
and, you know, they help a girl out, but...
Yeah, but I mean, imagine if she had died in the trials.
Right?
That would have been awful. They weren't thinking clear.
They were not. I mean, they had a moment they could have done.
And even if not all of that, you could have done more. There still could have been more. I could have used a little bit more in this. I think everybody was ready. You know, she really did start developing feelings, especially by the time they were locked underground every night for the 12 days of trials or whatever. They were bonded. They loved each other. She had chosen them. She was in. There was consent.
They just... We have to wait. No, you don't.
Yeah.
And then, but let's talk about the scene, because the scene was good. I mean, they had led up to this scene, and they were like,
for 2 books,
when you're ready, we're gonna sit in 2 chairs across from each other. Yeah. We're gonna pass you back and forth. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you have to wait till the end of the book, you know,
for it to happen.
I mean, they gave the flirty was on point. But
look, she could have written 3 more chapters. Just about days later, they kept doing this.
Yes, I would have read that. I would have
so
it
much
up.
She didn't know.
Yes. So I am with you. I could also have used more spice.
Yeah.
I feel like we earned it.
Yeah, we did.
We earned it, and we needed. But you know, it was good. Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah. I mean, it was still
Jasmine.
really well balanced, but yeah, a little bit more spice. I honestly and I really did love these books. I could have read. Sometimes I'm like, that book could have been written in like 100 less pages. This one I'm like, I would have liked 100 more pages.
I would have liked more, yes.
Because the dialogue was so good, the banter was so funny, the action scenes were good. Like I could have done with another battle or 2. You know?
What could you use less of?
I mean, I know I said, I don't think I've ever said this for a book, but I really thought these books were great. Like I really just wanted more. I don't think I wanted less. Maybe less tension build up, but that's me saying more spice. So
yes.
2 sides of the same coin. But no, I mean, I would have even loved a little bit more plot. I know you were saying like it was kind of the world building was getting big, which it was, but I would have read these books for days. Like I would have just kept going.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I could have used less of in this book. Like you're saying, I could have used more. This book could have been longer. She could have made this a 3-book series for me, honestly. it's so good. I don't want to change anything about it. Although I could use more spice.
Yeah, that's
Could
it.
use
That's
more
the only. I
spice.
think that's the conclusion. So overall rating.
5. This is a 5-star read.
Both of these are a 5-star read. Like, I can't wait to read them again.
And if
like,
you know us,
definitely gonna be read again.
we do not throw 5 stars out.
Mm-mm.
Hardly ever. Like,
No.
this is for real a 5-star read for both of us.
Yeah.
And we have very different tastes. So that's saying something. These are just a good time.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these are something that even people who aren't huge into fantasy or huge into romance, I'm like, these are great for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really well balanced. Like you said, I just loved them. The humor got me.
Mm-hmm.
The characters you cared about, like the
development was good.
was good.
The plot was good. The writing is amazing.
The writing
so
is
good.
really good.
You know, the banter is great. The inner monologue is everything.
Yeah.
The side characters you really deeply
I
love.
loved
You know?
all of the side characters. I mean, even Achilles and Petros, I'm like, yeah, you guys are kind of assholes. But I mean, and we didn't even talk about all the little side characters, like his sister Helene, like she had kind of a part, but you like her. But the animals, I love the protectors.
Oh my God, I love
the protectors.
Yeah.
They were so good.
They all have a part in this. And
yeah.
some of them are really dumb, and some of them are small and cute. Some of them are still like big, scary animals. Like it was all. It was great. I love
what really made it balanced.
I love how she put all this together. She has such a great imagination, and this was just
100%.
a solid read.
Please give us more. I want Medusa's story.
Please let us know what you thought about these books.
Absolutely.
And, you know, like, share, follow, do all the things. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Bye.
Oh, yes.
Bye.
Bye.